Hey, good afternoon, everybody. Good afternoon. So, I'm just going to be real with you guys. I was sitting out here and, being a trader and running an educational service, there's a lot behind it. So, there's one thing like just to trade, but to be up in front of people and to trade, to answer questions, to have your live brokerage account, right there for everybody to take a look at. It's a lot of pressure sometimes. And then in the background, I'm trying to make videos and I'm editing videos and I'm putting titles on them and the list goes on and on. So I wanted to do a video on BBIG, but seriously, I'm up here looking right now and I made one, two, three, four, five, six, 7 videos, guys. And you can only have on Twitter, you can only have like 2 minutes and like 20 seconds. And so I apologize, but I couldn't do a video. So I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to go live really quick. And that way I can take my time because Twitter's not going to give me a hard time, for putting this content out. So let's go ahead. This is BBIG. This is take number 9, and here we go. So tonight I entered this trade, and I think it's important for everybody to understand you should always have a process, right? Before you get into a trade, we talked last night about understanding your risk and always speaking that into existence because you need to know what you're going to lose. That's the truth, right? Everybody wants to think like this is what I'm going to win, but the truth is you have no control over whether you're going to make money or lose money. What you do have control with are the levels that are generated on your screen. And you do have the control to be patient and wait for those levels. Today we demonstrated that very nicely, so hats off to my team. I think we did really, really well across the board, and I'm really proud of everybody who's getting stronger and who is able to trade this market. It's not easy. With BBIG, because this is a high speculation trade, I do not have a problem putting calls or puts on for speculation trade, but it's a little bit different when you're trading equity. And the reason why I say that for anyone that's out there who's, wondering, well, should I trade options or should I trade equity, right? Personally, I think options are amazing because if you were to take a large position, let's say in BBIG, and you wake up and you woke up tomorrow and it's like, it's at $4, right? You have just now become a bag holder, right? When I take options, I know what my risk is going to be. Let's just say that I bought 10 options at $2. So I paid 2 grand for BBIG to go up. But I wake up tomorrow and it has a little flash crash and all that premium's gone. No matter what, I can go to bed at night and say to myself, are you okay with losing $2,000? Yes, I am. I can go to sleep at night. When you're holding shares, it's a whole different story. It always has been for me because you never know what's going to happen, especially if you're not in it for the long term. Okay? So with this trade, it's speculation. I'm looking at it like a tier system, and I want to show you guys 2 different areas where I'm interested in adding. Okay? And so let's go ahead and go over that. On the left hand side is going to be the weekly chart. All right, and let's just make sure this is the all time. Right, there's the monthly. Let's go ahead and take a look at the weekly. All right, and here we go. So if I were to take a line and draw it across here, this is pretty easy for you guys to see. That price pretty much came down to its lows. I mean, almost all the way down into penny land, and they came all the way back up, right? This is like a double top. And then it pulled back, you can see right here. I'm interested to see where did this pull back from a Fibonacci standpoint. I'm going to take the pivot low, okay, right in here from where the rally started. And then I'm going to push this up here and you can see that price is above the 23.6. Now that's a huge deal for Trendy members. That means it's back to the extremely bullish channel. That's a plus for a swing trade. Okay, so I like what I'm seeing there. Now let's go ahead and go over here to the right hand side. We can look at the 4 hour and the daily if we like. Let's go ahead and start with the 1 year daily. Okay, so we're flagging here, right? Consolidation, I think is pretty straightforward. After the gap up, this arrow that I'm showing you, price has held some, extremely bullish channel levels. That's a good thing. Notice that we have these trendy edges. Guys, see that? All these colorful, beautiful lines here, they mean the world to me. Basically, when price comes down to the lower edges, I look to buy. Each one of those is designated for a particular type of trader. The yellow is for intraday to scalping. The pink one is for swings for just 1 to 3 weeks or so, and then your blue ones, those are like long-term swings, about 6 months plus out. So what do we have right now? We're trying to reclaim the pink level, which tells me if we can hold this for at least a week or two, then we're looking for a long-term swing. Now, this does have a lot of momentum in it, and so we could see 1327 to $15 this week. Okay, those are my upper targets as long as the support holds, which comes in at or around $8.40. $8.40 is what I need this to hold. Okay, all right. So what does this look like when we open up? Let me go ahead and see if I can bring over. Actually, we'll just keep it right here. I'm going to open up just a tad. Okay, I just want to make sure you guys can see it. All right, check out this hat, by the way. You guys like that? 30,000. One of my members sent this. Geo, I appreciate you, man. Thank you. But you know what? We're probably about to hit 40,000 pretty soon, so we're gonna have to order some more of those for sure. Anyways, I like it. Looky here. So this is the support, okay? And if for some reason in the morning, let's go back to a 4 hour. If for some reason in the morning we were to gap down, all right, and you guys are like, see, I told you, can't be trusting those type of trades. What I'm looking for is for price to come into my box, just like most of my setups, okay? I'm going to be really patient. You got the 4 hour cloud that's kind of shooting up here like this. I'm looking for it to be support. So let it come in just like we did this morning. Be patient, and then I'm going to look for signs of buyers to come in here. I don't use level 2 or anything like that. I use specifically candle structure. Okay, so I'll be looking at candle structure and looking for things to be reclaimed, like that pink line down there. This will be the second place that I add. In a perfect world, price will then move up. It'll probably most likely come to the trendy edge, which is right here, and I'm going to type that out just so nobody forgets while we're sitting here. This is the trendy edge. Notice that price hit there tonight, and then it just kind of retraced, right? That's what is supposed to happen. When price is underneath a trendy edge, we look for it to be resistance, okay? All right, so because of that, my main focus here is if we can get over yesterday's high, or today after market high. Most likely what it will do is come in here and then kind of reject again and build some pressure. And depending on how the market is looking, I would expect it to break. Okay, remember, I've already entered tonight. I'm flat on the trade right here. We actually could have trimmed, but I told everybody I'm staying in it. I'm going to take this one home, see what happens. But this would be entry number 2 for me. Okay, right down here. And I'm thinking, 3 tiers, right? 1, 2, 3. And what I'd like to see is if we can get over 1188. So if we come over here, remember, this is what I'm looking at. If we could take out 1188, then I'm adding for the third time. This is going to be my third entry. And remember, let's just say that, you like to trade with 300 shares. Okay? Say tonight, I only bought 100 shares. And right here, I'll buy another 100 down here. And then up here I'll buy another 100. Okay, so I have all 3 areas, and no matter what, I'm still approaching this trade as a speculation trade. Now, for me, in my opinion, you should have something in your journal that says, like, if you're trading speculation, maybe your allocation should be a little bit different than what it would be for, say, Apple, Netflix, like a blue chip company that you feel very confident in. With something like this, I'm thinking like my allocation should be a little bit smaller. That's just my own rule. All right. So, but the next thing is, that was one scenario. But what if we wake up and BBIG is already gapped up, right? What if it gaps up? Then what do? Well, it's pretty easy. Take yesterday's close, okay, and I want you to take some fibs, and we're just going to make them blue right here. And let's just say that this was yesterday's close, okay? And then we are going to measure the pre-market high, like this. So you're going to have two different pivots that you are measuring. All right, just like that. What I'm going to be looking for is when, if price comes back, okay, just like this, I'm going to be looking for either 30 to 40% on the fib for it to come back into, and most likely it would line up with my trendy edge. And then guess what? I'm going to buy right there. Boom. Wait for that to happen just like that. All right. Pretty straightforward. We as clear as mud. That's my plan. Um, I really don't think I have too much more to go over with that specific plan. Okay, I think it's pretty straightforward. The next thing that I would say is, let's look here. Give me 1 second. Let me pull up Twitter really quick. Yeah, let's just make sure I'm on. Yeah, I'm still on. Good. It looks like I'm still on. All right, good deal. And so, this is what I'm looking for this. And it was the same thing with Apple yesterday, or this morning. Sorry. So we took Apple, it was the same exact thing. Price had come back down to a certain percentage, and that was our buy, and then the rest was history. And then we were able to not only make money in equity, but we made 40 something percent on the call side. So very good trade. If you want to figure out, like, look, everybody has like their own little thing that they do for their gap up trades, but maybe I'm just being biased, but we make it pretty simple. It's very reliable, and I love it, and I'd love to teach it to you. So don't forget to come check us out at trendytrading.co. And in the meantime, let me give you a little bit of words of advice, guys. There is a lot of traders that are popping up on my feed. This is something I've struggled with probably for the last 10 years or so, but really recently, that are really, really good chartists. Okay, there is a big difference between chartist and traders. Okay, and FinTwit is full of chartists, folks. They're good at telling you the story from left to right. Does that make sense? So after the fact, and if you're new at trading, it's easy to get sucked into that, and they're able to go back and say, hey, this is where, about where we sold, and this is where we were thinking about buying, and we knew right here it got a little of this, and but they can't tell you, what they can't do is tell you and forecast price like Trendy Trading does. So, and I would let my members back this up. This is how I trade every single day, right? I'm going to teach traders by going back and showing them things. But the one thing that separates us from the entire crowd is that we are able to forecast. I gave targets for the SPY and the ES back in December that are hitting now, and we've done that for years straight. I give you the levels before price gets there. I look at the entries, the trims, the exits, everything. And you too can learn this. I mean, you really can. I have like 6 or 7 videos that you have to look through. You study them over the weekend, and guess what? You got to get a lot of knowledge. You're going to get a lot of education that's going to help you out. And I really want to see traders succeed and being confident traders. You're not going to see me go out here and show you PLs every time that I make a lot of money. It's all about percentage for me. Okay, so you are going to see percentage. So when I hit something and I make 30, 40, 50%, 100%, it doesn't matter. What you put behind the trade is really what you're going to get out of it. And that's what I want to encourage you with. I'm not going to tell you how much money to put in a trade. I'm not even going to tell you to take the trade. What I'm going to tell you how to do is to put these levels on your chart, how to have a process, and how to execute them with confidence. That's what I want you to do. Okay, so if you're interested, come and check me out at trendytrading.co. It's just me. It's not a room full of 3, 5, 6, 10 different mods. It's just one process, and it's going to help you. You guys have a great night. I'll be back tomorrow night, and if you want, don't forget, come check us out. You'll see me in the morning. Have a great day.